revolution begins in the imagination. It's the first place. It's the place where each of us starts to think about what can we make of this country. Not what was made of it in the past, which is a shambles. In every generation since 1922, the people have been driven into the ground by these chancers and shysters. Charlatans is the word. What we can do is, in 6 weeks' time, and between now and 6 weeks' time, we can be like fish in the river swimming in a shoal. We can sidle up to strangers in the street and engage them in conversation about what way they might vote next time out. And we have a chance. But we only have a chance, as it has been said here on the platform, if we put petty differences to one side and if we work together in solidarity and if we keep our eye on the goal. When these men signed the proclamation, they knew they were going to be dead in a matter of days or weeks. When the revolutionaries left their homes on that morning and said goodbye to their families, they never knew if they'd see them again. We're not asked to make that sacrifice. But what we are asked to do is to go out and work to put these shysters and chancers out of power for good. In 3 months' time, on the 24th of April, the anniversary of the revolution, we'll assemble here for the Citizen Centenary commemoration. We'll put politics to one side and we'll join as citizens with no one above anybody else and no one below anybody else, and we'll do honour to the men and the women who went out and left us this gift. But the gift they left us is unfinished. The counter-revolution stopped the Republic in 1922 deliberately. Cumann Gael, which is Fine Gael's ancestor, set out to create an Ireland that was for the 20% and not for the 100%. And that's unfinished business that is our duty to complete. So get out there in the next 6 weeks. Get out there and engage everybody. Get young people working on this. Every 5-year-old child that goes into school and talks about right to change influences other 5-year-old children to go home and do the same thing. So don't discount anybody because of age, whether they're my age or the opposite end of the spectrum. Engage everybody in this fight, because this is the one golden opportunity in the year of the centenary of the 1916 revolution that we can put that republic that they dreamt of for us, not for them. They dreamt of it for us. So let's leave that as our legacy for the next generations. Go out and fight. Solidarity.
Tom Stokes, ladies and gentlemen. I think Tom really encapsulates in a very short number of minutes the history of the 90-odd years since the counter-revolution stole the Republic from us. And what a gift to the signatories of that proclamation if this centenary year was the year we took it back. What a gift! What a responsibility! What a responsibility we have. The final speaker is we heard wonderful speakers from the Dáil, all fighting for people, all fighting for their class. Claire Daly, TD. Claire.
It's my absolute privilege to wrap up this magnificent day. Time and again, the political establishment and their friends in the media have tried to ignore us, to demonise us, to write us off. And yet, back from the dead, here we are. This is not a dying movement. This, in fact, is a movement that is being is reawakening in towns and cities all around this great nation. An unprecedented movement of people power that has already seen the government knock back on this hated charge. A movement that has ensured that swathes of this country remain metre-free, and a movement that has pledged to maintain water as a human right available to all based on need, not on the amount of money in your pocket. Now, of course we know that Enda and Joan are not the brightest, and it takes a while for the message to sink in with them. They thought that because we hadn't been on these streets for a while, that we'd got over it. Well, how wrong were they? Because you know what? Not only have we not got over it, we haven't even started yet. Because we've got two very powerful weapons in our armoury, and they're about to come in to play. First up, it's payback time. There's a general election coming. We smell blood and we're coming after you. Let every politician take note. You either abolish Irish water and water charges, or we abolish you. But of course, we're not just relying on the general election. Everybody knows that thankfully politicians come and go, but they cannot rule without the will of the people. And on this issue, they have lost it. We can and will make this charge uncollectible through continuing and stepping up non-payment. They cannot take the money from your wages. They can't put you in jail. The fact that they're ringing you and sending your letters is a sign of their weakness, not of their strength. Don't be conned on that one. But the last point I'll make is that other speakers have said this is about a lot more than water. This is about the type of society that you want to live in. We live in a country where the top 20% of people own 73% of the wealth, while the bottom 50% have to share 5%. This government, like the one before them, have acted like Robin Hood in reverse. They've robbed from the bottom and the middle to enrich those at the top. And they're going to keep on doing it as long as we let them. Are we going to let them? No! It's absolutely time to call a halt. And Che Guevara once made the point that he would rather die standing up than live life on his knees. Well, we're off our knees, we're staying off them, and we're coming after them.
Thank you very much, Claire Daly, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wrap up now with a little bit of music for Evelyn. Just before I go, Mel has asked me, he forgot to mention the march or the demonstration about Moore Street next week. It's 1 o'clock at Liberty Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, around Ireland today, we've got over 20,000 here. We've got 10,000 in Cork, we've got 5,000 in Limerick, we've got 5,000 in Donegal, and in 26 other locations, people again have come out. The centre wouldn't do it. They've come out in their tens of thousands to protest the human right to water. I want to tell you that in the next few weeks, the Right to Water campaign, the Right to Change campaign, is going to spend every second of every day, of every week, and every cent we can get our hands on